On the morning of February 28, 2026, 30 hypersonic missiles descended on a specific coordinate in the heart of Tehran. As the building collapsed, millions of Iranians received a notification from a religious app they use daily for prayer times. The message, broadcast through a compromised server, simply read, "Help has arrived." To achieve a strike this precise, the attackers had to build a kill chain capable of synchronizing everything from the depth of an underground bunker to the exact orbital position of a satellite. For decades, Israel's primary strategy was to bomb individual nuclear enrichment sites. But because the Iranian leadership simply rebuilt the infrastructure in new locations, these strikes only created a deadlock. In 2018, that strategy shifted. Intelligence suggested that the program would continue as long as its central pillar, Ayatollah Khamenei, remained in power. This diagram illustrates the target, the 30-acre Pasteur Street compound. It was protected by 3 distinct layers of elite security units and advanced mobile phone jammers. Below the surface sat the real challenge. Khamenei spent most of his time in a bunker so deep it required a 5-minute elevator ride to reach. This subterranean network stretched for 5 kilometers, connecting his command post to schools and hospitals across Tehran. Because no conventional weapon could reliably penetrate this depth, the objective changed. The mission was no longer about hitting the bunker. It was about finding the exact moment the target would leave it. Tracking a target of this stature meant turning the city of Tehran into a giant, invisible sensor net. The first layer involved hacking thousands of Chinese-made street cameras across the city. A software vulnerability allowed Israel to monitor traffic and pedestrian movements in real time. From orbit, US KH-11 satellites provided images sharp enough to read a license plate from 600 kilometers up, while Orion satellites intercepted local walkie-talkie signals. Iran responded by moving its internal communications to fiber optic cables and timing Khamenei's movements to occur exclusively during blind spots, the brief minutes when no surveillance satellites were positioned overhead. By weaponizing these blind spots, the target had effectively disappeared from traditional surveillance. Human eyes and satellites alone could no longer confirm his location. To find him, the Pentagon deployed Project Maven, an AI system designed to find patterns in massive amounts of disconnected data. The AI began ingesting years of mundane details: trash collection times, the driving habits of specific couriers, and the shift rotations of bodyguards. This chart shows how those chaotic data points eventually coalesce. By modeling thousands of these minor behaviors, the AI established a pattern of life for the target, reaching a predictive accuracy of 98.7%. This meant the intelligence agencies didn't need to physically see the target to know where he was. The model could predict his location based on how the environment around him was reacting. The operation moved toward execution following the 2024 U.S. election, when the incoming Trump administration provided necessary political authorization for a direct strike on Tehran. To reach the compound, the strike team had to neutralize Tehran's air defense shield, consisting of Russian-made S-300 and Bavar 373 missile batteries. Years earlier, Unit 8-2000 had embedded dormant malware into the supply chains of these systems. As the jets approached, the code was activated, causing the radar screens to go blank and freezing the targeting computers. As U.S. electronic jammers flooded the airwaves, thousands of pre-smuggled drones were activated from hiding spots within Tehran, physically striking the blinded missile batteries before they could reboot. For the first time in 30 years, the most secure building in Iran was completely exposed to the sky. As the F-35s entered Iranian airspace, the pattern of life models still suggested the target would be protected inside the deep bunker. But minutes before the strike, a final piece of intelligence arrived. A high-level meeting had been moved from the bunker to the surface-level office for the first time in months. The pilots adjusted their coordinates. 30 missiles hit the surface building, eliminating the Ayatollah and his top commanders in a single event. The source of that last-minute room change remains a subject of intense speculation. Rumors point to Quds Force General Ismail Qaani, who was notably absent from the room and has survived 9 similar strikes in the past. It suggests that despite a decade of work on predictive AI and cyber warfare, the mission's success ultimately relied on a human betrayal, proving that even the most advanced kill chain still needs a person on the inside to confirm the room.